days is announced, which will be the criteria of the final judgment of our lives. We will be judged according to love. We will be judged according to the poor of spirit or money. Author, Mother Teresa. Daughter of Eve from the far land of Sparrow, where eternal summer reigns around the bright city of Woodrow. How would it be if you came and had tea with me? Author C.S. Lewis. Magnets collide and swiftly align. Author Laini Taylor. My contributions were many, a first clown director with witty sayings and flashily dressed, now called Master of Ceremonies, Author Jelly Roll Morton. I do not claim any of the creation of the blues, although I have written many of them even before Mr. Handy had any blues published. I heard them when I was knee-high to a duck, Author Jelly Roll Morton. Rejoice at the death and cry at the birth. New Orleans sticks close to the scriptures. Author Jelly Roll Morton. A lot of places I go are dangerous, like Tel Aviv or Rio, but that never stops me from going there and putting on a show. I have good security, I don't worry about that. Author Madonna Ciccone. The sporting houses needed professors, and we had so many different styles that it wouldn't make any difference that you just came from whatever your tools were over there. We played them in New Orleans. Author Jelly Roll Morton. It takes a long time for words to become thought. Author May Sarton. The reactionary is always willing to take a progressive attitude on any issue that is dead. Author Theodore Roosevelt. Jazz music is to be played sweet, soft, plenty rhythm. Author Jelly Roll Morton. The body is imaginary, and we bow to the tyranny of a phantom. Love is a privileged perception, the most total and lucid, not only of the unreality of the world, but of our own unreality. Not only do we traverse a realm of shadows, but ourselves are shadows. Author Adolfo Bioicosaurus. The musicians Duke Ellington. His thing was not about separating himself from the rest of America. Louis Armstrong, go to the forefathers of our music. Jelly Roll Morton, they're not preaching a separatist agenda. They're not taking their music and saying, this is for me. Author Wynton Mars. The problem in Burma is the problem in Egypt, the problem you refer to in Yemen, and the problem in a lot of these countries in the world, that you can get stuck in the process of transition in what's been called a competitive authoritarian, a pseudo-democratic regime. Author Larry Diamond. I listened to King Oliver and I listened to Louis Armstrong, Jelly Roll Morton, Thelonious Monk, Charles Mingus, John Coltrane, Archie Shepp. I listened to everything I could that came from that place that they call the blues, but informality isn't necessarily the blues. Author Eric Clapton. Roll me in sugar and call me a fucking jelly donut. Author Stephen King. It is evidently known beyond contradiction that New Orleans is the cradle of jazz, and I myself happen to be the creator in the year 1902. Author Jelly Roll Morton. My greatest challenge is not what's happening at the moment. My greatest challenge was knocking Liverpool right off their FG perch, and you can print that. Author Alex Ferguson. A lot of people think I'm snotty, so what? They never asked me out when I was serving cheeseburgers. Author Kathy Moriarty. And the internet was such a jumble of false and true factoids that no one believed what was on it anymore, or else they believed all of it, which amounted to the same thing. Author Margaret Atwood. There is so much to do and I want to continue my efforts. Author Janet Reno. In the year of 1902, when I was about 17 years old, I happened to invade one of the sections in New Orleans where the birth of jazz originated from. Author Jelly Roll Morton. In 1908, Handy didn't know anything about the blues, and he doesn't know anything about jazz and stomps to this day. I myself figured out the peculiar form of mathematics and harmonies that was strange to all the world but me, author Jelly Roll Morton. Devour Your Fear, author Simon Holt. If you lie to yourself, you will lie to God too, author Tyler Perry. I first met Jelly Roll in Chicago. He was living high then. You know Jelly was a traveling cat, sharp and good looking, and always about he wrote this and that and the other thing. In fact, everything. Author Sonny Singleton. I have been robbed of $3 million all told. Everyone today is playing my stuff and I don't even get credit. Kansas City style, Chicago style, New Orleans style, hell, they're all Jelly Roll style. Author Jelly Roll Morton.